Hi everyone. Today I am going to talk about Creative Commons. In this video, I am going to cover about the fundamental tension the creators of CC are trying to resolve. The US Copyright Term Extension Act 1998. The interesting fact. The court decision on the act. What Creative Commons is and what Creative Commons wants. In addition to this, I am going to highlight on the number of CC licensed works available today. And finally, how an individual or an organization can get involved with the Creative Commons and the Creative Commons Global Network. So, let's get started. The fundamental tension the creators of CC are trying to resolve. We live in an exciting time of sharing information, access to knowledge and opportunities for education. Now more than ever, creators are sharing their creative works with the public. Organizations are designing policies that promote broad access to information resources. Students are producing, curating, and contributing to learning materials. We believe in universal, open access to content and knowledge. We believe in enhancing access to information and equity because education for all. We believe that the option of creators to freely license their works not only benefits creators but also enhances opportunities in their wider communities for innovation and creativity. The Sony Bono Copyright Term Extension Act 1998. To know about the Creative Commons idea, I need to go back to the US Copyright Act history. Following the Copyright Act of 1976, copyright would last for the life of authors plus 50 years or 75 years for a work of a corporate authorship. The 1998 Act extended these terms to life of the authors plus 70 years and for works of a corporate authorship to 120 years after creation or 95 years after publication, whatever end is earlier. This new 1998 Act, also known as the Sony Bono Copyright Term Extension Act. Both houses of the United States Congress passed the act as public law with a voice vote. President in that time, Bill Clinton, signed the Sony Bono Copyright Term Extension Act 1998. Why the act called as Sony Bono Copyright Term Extension Act? Copyright Term Extension Act of 1998 was named in honor of Sony Bono when it was passed by Congress 9 months after Sony Bono's death. Sony was an American singer, songwriter, producer, actor, and a politician. His second wife, Mary Bono, was also one of the original sponsors of the legislations, commonly known as the Sony Bono Copyright Term Extension Act. The interesting fact for the act. The act was commonly referred to as the Mickey Mouse Protection Act because the extension came just before the original Mickey Mouse cartoon. Steamboat Willie would have fallen into the public domain. Eldred versus Ashcroft. Now, let me talk about the legal history of Copyright Act 1998. Eric Eldred, who was a web publisher, and a group of commercial and non-commercial interests, including American Association of Law Libraries, who relied on the public domain for their works, together challenged the act, the case known as Eldred versus Ashcroft. And this case went all the way to the US Supreme Court. Lester Lawrence Legic and his team represented the case. Legic believed the new act was unconstitutional. The term of copyright had been continually extended over the years. The end of a copyright term is important. He found that the new law was also hard to align with the purpose of copyright as it is written into the US Constitution to create an incentive for authors to share their works by granting them a limited monopoly over them. On January 15, 2003, the court came to a decision and Eric Eldred lost the case. What is CC? Now let's talk about the Creative Commons and how and why the idea came with the Creative Commons. The Creative Commons founders were initially motivated by a piece of the US legislation, inspired by a value of Eldred's goal to make more creative works freely available on the internet and responding to a growing community of bloggers who were creating, remixing, and sharing content. Legic and others came up with an idea. They created a non-profit organization called Creative Commons, and it was in 2002. They published the Creative Commons licenses, a set of free public licenses that would allow creators to keep their copyrights while sharing their works on more flexible terms than the default alt-right reserved. So, what CC tries to accomplish with its licenses? Creative Commons legal tools are an alternative for creators who choose to share their works with the public. The legal tools are integrated into user-generated content platforms like YouTube or Flickr, and they are used by not-for-profit open projects like Wikipedia or OpenStax. Creative Commons is focusing not only on the number of works out there under Creative Commons license and available for reuse, but also on the connection and collaboration that happens around the content. Creative Commons works to help people within open movements collaborate on projects and work towards similar goals. The number of Creative Commons licensed works available today. Now, we know why Creative Commons was started. But what is Creative Commons today? Today, Creative Commons licenses are used by more than 1.6 billion works across 9 million websites. The grant experiment that started more than 18 years ago has been a success, including in ways unimagined by Creative Commons founders. Now, let me talk about in what ways you can get involved with Creative Commons and Creative Commons Global Network. Are you interested in joining the global movement? The work of the Creative Commons Global Network is organized into what we call network platforms. To join the Creative Commons Global Network as an individual human being, you will need a CC-ID. Account can be found at www.network.creativecommons.org, and you need to find 2 people who are already part of the network and know you well enough to vouch for you. You will have the opportunity to search for them in the next step of this process. Thank you for watching this video.